Hi guys! So I promised you a paper review and also an ink review. So today we are looking at Memento Tuxedo Black ink and also StazOn Jet Black. And I'm doing those colors in paper to kind of go with alcohol markers. So if you want a review on like a color pencil or a watercolor pencil, let me know down in the comments. If I get enough, interest, maybe I'll do one. We'll see. So what I have here is stapled paper cardstock and also the Hobby Lobby cardstock. I figured these would be a good place to start because they're very inexpensive. And I know that's what we tend to go towards, especially as new crafters. So I think that this will be a better, what's the word I'm looking for, choice, hopefully. Maybe I'll do some higher grade papers in the future. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I figured this would be a good place to start. So we're comparing the Hobby Lobby to the Staples and then the Memento to the StazOn. And the markers I have today are the Art Marker. I believe their Pro Marker is the brand. I got them at Hobby Lobby. Had the half off coupon or 40% off coupon. And you can also get the Hobby Lobby paper for cheaper. And also I have the Winsor & Newton. I believe this is the student pack. But there's also the basics. I think this is the student. And I've been working with them for a little bit here now. And I don't think there's too much of a difference between the cheaper markers and these. This case cost $65 for 24 markers, I believe, and then the Pro Marker cost, without the coupon, $30 for 18. So I was okay with paying a little bit extra for these, especially because it came with a cute, case. So I think we're gonna do, what colors should we try from each set? Maybe we'll do pinks, and then I want to try the skin tone on the paper. Or maybe I should do a darker color and then the skin tone. Yeah, we'll do that. So let's do a green. I'm going to do this vivid green. And probably the bright green. And then also my skin tone, which this is a different type of marker, I believe. Because I bought it separate. This is the Prismacolor, and I got that from Michaels, and I believe that was only like $2, I think, not quite sure. Alright, so the Staples paper is $8.99 for 250 sheets, and it's very thick. This is the 110 pound, so let's get my fine. There it is. My nib. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over her knees here. Just gonna go real fast. Not gonna worry too much about, blending and whatnot. Just want to get a good feel of how it works on this paper. And I think what's key here is I need to be a little bit messy so that way I can see how it works on the paper and with the ink itself. So it's okay if I do a little bit of, you know, on the black ink. Alright, so that's how that turned out. It did make the ink a little bit fuzzy. I'm not sure, you know, what the technical term is for that. But let's go ahead and try it on the Memento Tuxedo. So on the Memento Tuxedo, there is not as much of that bleed, I guess I'm going to call it. See, like right here, it tends to, like, the color wants to spread. So let's go ahead and move on to the Hobby Lobby color, or paper. Alright, so something that happens with this Hobby Lobby paper is I'm not sure if you can see that real well. Let's go ahead and zoom in a bit here. Oh. Okay, that'll work. I'll just move my paper up. Alright, so let's do it on this one. If you look at it, the color expands, which I do not like at all, because when the color expands like that, you have to really watch where you're going, especially in these like small spaces. See, it expands so much more than what that the Staples paper did. Alright, so here, well, I mean the ink bled a little bit, but it didn't do it as much as. Actually, I mean, I think the Staples paper looks a little less bleedy on the ink. Let's try. Alright, so that is the skin color. So I'm going to say, for my personal liking, I like the Staples better because it doesn't expand as much. And I'm going to say I think that both inks have their advantages. If you want a more maybe a softer look, go with the StazOn, because that ink is gonna, you know, expand a little bit. But if you want a more, you know, true to what the stamp image is supposed to look like, I'd go for the Memento. So let's try it with an art marker, or Pro Marker, whatever the brand is. It's the generic stuff. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so that's how that looks. Oops. As I said before, I'm not being careful. I'm just trying to get a good feel. See, that just expands so much. That's crazy. Okay. So let's try this boot. Okay. And then let's try this one. Okay. So, I mean, there's not too much of a difference, really. Let's try it with the Winsor & Newton green and see what we can get here. See, I love how this paper does not do the expanding. See, if you watch real... Okay, let's get in frame first. See, if I go like that, you watch it expand. I mean, sometimes that's good if you get a real good control on it. But I'm going to say I think that this Staples paper is a lot better. And it's cheaper. I mean, I think I did the estimate of how much it would cost for each. So, oh, it's on here. The Hobby Lobby comes to 9 cents a page. And then the Staples comes to 3 cents a page. Alright, let's take a close look at how these turned out. Get a good zoom in here. Alright. So let's do the StazOn first. So, I mean, besides my messy coloring, but I'm going to say that they both do, you know, the same shade. They don't really change the color much, which is good. They both do a little bit of bleeding with the ink when the alcohol marker goes on. But that seems to be only true with the Prismacolor. It didn't really do much of a change on here. So that's interesting to note. So maybe there's like a different property in the Prismacolor. I'm not sure. That's really interesting though. And then we have the Memento, which it doesn't bleed at all, really, the ink. And then it looks like the Staples is a little brighter, like the pigment comes across better. At least that's what I think, from what I am seeing. So I'm gonna say, if Hobby Lobby's paper is not cutting it for you, like, their paper tends to get very shredded. It's very distressed looking, which I'm not a big fan of that look. I mean, sometimes I want it, but not all the time. But look at this paper. It is very clean cut, and I like that. So I'm going to say go with the Staples. And probably Memento if you're not a fan of the bleeding of the ink. I mean, if you stay in the lines, of course it's gonna, you know, not bleed, but occasionally when you're doing like a flower or something, you just color on the whole section. So I think that would be a good time to use Memento. But StazOn, it's a lot easier to work with. And also, Memento doesn't come with one of those little protector sheets, or protector plastics. like StazOn does. And also another plus, StazOn smells really good. So that's just my opinion, but I would look into the staples and try it for yourself. Like, I mean, it's good to get other people's opinions, but you need to check it out yourself. And for 250 sheets for $9 compared to Hobby Lobby's $4.99 for 50 sheets, I don't know, man. I don't know. And like, look at this flexibility, and then look at this. So maybe next time I'll try it with colored pencil or watercolors, because I have the Prima watercolor pencils. So we'll see which does better with that. If you want me to, leave a comment down below, and I'll see about doing that. Hope you like this kind of product review, opinionated type of video. Alright, I hope you guys are having a crazy day. Not too crazy, good crazy, not bad crazy. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.